This is Into the Storm, where winning starts within. The Mental Performance Podcast for athletes, coaches, competitors, and leaders. No hype, no noise, just the mindset that keeps you grounded when it matters most. Let's step into the beam. I want you to imagine you're standing in a courtroom. You're the defendant, and what's on trial? Your confidence. The judge looks at you and asks one simple question: why should I believe you? You don't get to answer with hope. You don't get to answer with emotion. You don't even get to answer with positive thinking. The judge wants one thing: evidence, receipts, proof. Your brain works the exact same way. Athletes tell me all the time, "Coach, I just need more confidence." Maybe, but maybe not. Maybe what you really need is better evidence. Think about learning to ride a bike. The first time, you're nervous. The 10th time, you're still thinking about every movement. The 100th time, you don't think at all. Why? Because your brain has seen enough evidence. Confidence wasn't created, it was earned. Now let's bring that back to sports. If you skip workouts, your brain notices. If you cut corners, your brain notices. If you avoid difficult situations, your brain notices. If you only practice when you feel like it, your brain notices. Well, then guess what? When game day arrives, you tell yourself, "Be confident." Your brain quietly replies, "Based on what?" That's not negativity, that's honesty. Here's the good news. Evidence works both ways. Every extra rep is evidence. Every early morning is evidence. Every time you reset after a mistake, evidence. Every promise you keep to yourself, evidence. Confidence isn't built on one incredible performance. It's built on hundreds of tiny decisions your brain remembers. That's why two athletes with the same talent can feel completely different under pressure. One's been collecting excuses while the other one's been collecting evidence. Parents, this is why praising outcomes alone can backfire. If your athlete only hears "great game," then confidence becomes tied to results. Instead, notice the evidence. I saw how you stayed composed after that error. I noticed you kept competing. You prepared well. Those are the receipts your athlete can carry into the next game. Coaches, your athletes are always gathering evidence about themselves. Every drill, every correction, every challenge. It either reinforces I can grow or I'm not enough. So build practices that let athletes accumulate evidence through effort, recovery, and consistency, not just success. And leaders, the same principle applies for you. People don't become confident because of one promotion. They become confident because they've solved difficult problems over and over again. Preparation becomes proof. Experience becomes evidence. Confidence becomes the natural outcome. Let's get a little bit deep for a minute. There's a psychologist named Albert Bandura. Well, he identified that mastery experiences as the strongest source of self-efficacy. That is the belief that you can succeed in a specific task. In simple terms, your brain trusts what you've repeatedly demonstrated, not what you've repeatedly wished for. Confidence follows competence, and competence is built through repeated action. So here's today's coach's clipboard drill. Start an evidence journal. At the end of every day, write down just 3 pieces of evidence, not wins, evidence. Maybe you finished your workout when you didn't feel like it. Maybe you stayed composed after a mistake. Maybe you encouraged a teammate instead of hanging your head. Those small moments, they count. And over time, you'll stop wondering if you're confident because you'll know why. And here's today's direction. Confidence isn't a feeling that you wait for. It's a conclusion your brain reaches. So stop asking, "How do I become more confident?" And start asking, "What evidence am I giving myself today?" Because every choice, every repetition, every standard you keep, well, that's another receipt. And eventually, the verdict will change. If today's episode gave you direction, share it with a teammate, a coach, a parent, or someone who's waiting to feel confident before taking action. And if you'd like practical mental performance coaching delivered every week, join the free Lighthouse letter at CoachRonNPM.com. So until next time, stand a little taller, breathe a little slower, Trust your lighthouse, and remember, winning starts within. This is Coach Ron. No matter how rough the waters get, the beam is still on, and now you know how to find it. I'll meet you back here next time, Into the Storm, where winning starts within.
If you like the show, be sure to leave us a rating, review, and comment.